Well, thanks for joining me, everyone. Put that on silence. Hey, Rain. Hey, Mods. Thanks for being here. Hey, Pat Jonas. Jennifer Ogle. I'm happy to see you, and I really liked your Facebook post. Hey, Diana H. I responded to your email today. Hey, Sherry Taylor. Hey, Liz. Kestrel. Anna Pikachu Hunter made it. We might have some people still trickling in, and we might not, guys. We might not. But I just posted this on Facebook, and I feel like that's so accurate. Did you guys see that? Some of you laughed at it. This is so true. Hey, Joanne Hawley, Lumen, Mandy Albert, Pepperoni Nips. There you guys are. Dang. Sophia made it. Kim is blue. Peggy Collins, Reflections. Got to look down for a minute. There's 1,000 people here. Not really. Nobody knows me that much. Squirrel Girl, Just As I Am. Honey Lou, isn't this so the truth? When I donate my body to science, they will be like, wow, we do not want this. I feel like that's going to happen to me, or it would happen to me. Hey, Alicia. Dawn Puka Vista made it. Marie Marion trickling in. Marie Marion trickling in. Meredith Lynn. Barbara Waits. Cute. That's okay. I hope the baby's okay, Squirrel Girl. Xenu and the Body Thetans. Hey, babe. Hey, Debbie Zito. Kim is blue. Kim Leaf. There's lipstick. Nope, we're good. Gorgeous afternoon here in Minneapolis. Well, we have a few people from Minneapolis in the chat. Linda. Jojo made it. Peggy Collins. Mary Behrens again. I hope you had a nice dinner last night with your daughter, Mary Behrens. Okay, Squirrel Girl. Good to hear, girl. Thanks for updating me. Lydia Krause. Thank you, babe. You know, I need more of these tank tops. I love these. They're $8 at Target. I need to go get more. The problem is Target's kind of, it's starting to get into their fall and winter stuff, and they don't really have as many as they used to throughout the summer. Lydia, I hope I see you this Sunday, you and Lucas. Hey, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Alana made it. Kathy Burkhart. Susie. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hey, babe. Still pretty hot here in Coldwater. Yeah, I bet it is. Kim is blue. Isn't it pretty much hot there, like year round? Oh, Rain by Earth. That's a great idea. She says order them online. Hey, Laura DePreet. Patty's here. Rain, that's really smart. Do you know I just don't do a lot of online ordering? I never have. And I think it's because I really like to get out of the house. Even when I lived in the city, right? Like even when I lived in Kansas City, I still like to get in my car and go to Target, look at people face to face, like all of that. Hey, Iwa. Yeah, Pepperoni Up says order it online. I just don't think to do that. Hey, Joy Forbes. Thank you. That's smart, Rain. Hey, Carolyn Cotter. Oh. Do you think that you might be a little bit nicer today on camera, Gidget? They're not forgiving you for what you did yesterday, what you did to your brother on live TV. You snipped at your brother, and everybody saw it. And she says, I don't care, and I'd do it again. I'll double down. Bring him over here right now, and I'll box his face. That's really wrong, Gidget. It's not the right way of thinking at all, Gidget. It's not the way that we want to live our lives. Yeah, Squirrel Girl, I need to get some. I'm gonna look online when we're done here, actually. If they have them in store, they have them online. Yeah, okay, fine. You guys sold me on it. Fine. Yadira. I have enough Target tanks to last the rest of my life. Now that I've been wearing a lot of tanks, hey, Rhonda McNeil, because I've been letting this breathe, like it's still itchy. So I've been wearing a lot of tanks, and I don't have as many as I thought I did. I don't know if I donated a bunch of them or if maybe I didn't bring them. If I didn't bring them from KC. Well, hello, Renee B, and welcome in. Gidget chooses violence. Your Aunt Kim says that you choose violence, and they got to see your true personality yesterday. It's really wrong, even though you're judging everyone. It's really wrong, Gidget. Muffet Lou, love you too, babe. Smidge and her snippiness. Smidge is kind of a bitch. It was really wrong. And I don't think that you feel any remorse. We'll ask you about it again tomorrow, but it seemed no. Is there any apologies that you'd like to make publicly? Just side eye? Okay. That tells me that the side eye tells me that you're not taking any accountability. We've been talking about accountability for like a week now and how we don't want to be around people that blame others. We won't name any names, Gidget, but it feels wrong. Of course, Armine won't hold you accountable, or Buffy. She is unfazed, Sophia. Serious side eye. That was a lot of side eye. Guys, I don't have. Hey, Anne. Yeah, Rain, she doesn't care at all. She doesn't give a holy F. I'm having some troubles. Hey, Alabama Rose. Hey, Yawn. You dear, I don't know what that means. I'm having some troubles. And I feel like we need to break it down a little bit. I'm struggling a little bit with some things, and it's some things we've already kind of been talking about. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't have a full topic today, but as you both know, as we both know, like we both, as in like the community and me, let's just start that over. Hey, Lenora Gray. Hey, Llama Lisa. Dang, girl, thanks. Mama Smurf. Oh, my God. You should never admit this publicly. Hey, Pat Jonas. Hey, always late. Thank you. I hope you are too. Reese, I got bored today and watched Wild Hogs. Okay, so Mama Smurf, let's back this up. Let's break this down for a minute. That's not something you ever want to publicly admit to. I mean, that's my take on it. It is a funny movie. It will make you laugh, but it is also the cheesiest movie I've ever seen. Like, it's worse than a Seagal movie. Hey, no one in the 80s. John Travolta is so embarrassing in that movie as an actor. Like, it's hilarious because it's so bad. Like, it's a cult classic because it's so bad. Maybe you guys don't agree with me. Maybe you think it's actual humor. It's funny because it's so bad. Like, everybody in that, the writing is so cheesy in my opinion, and I can see John Travolta right now in his leather outfit, and he's like, "It's my prerogative," and he's just awful. Like, it's cringy cheesy. Like, you watch it and you laugh because you're like, "Oh God, there's no other options here." Hey, Stella, I am so excited to see you in the Zoom. Don't worry, I like that movie too. I just get embarrassed when, like, what's his name? The dentist in it, Tim Allen. Is that his name in real life? His acting is so cheesy in that movie. When he picks up the stick of butter, when his wife is like, "No, the doctor said we have to watch your cholesterol and your heart." And like, it's just so embarrassing to watch his acting. He picks up a stick of butter and he's like, "I'm going to eat what I want because I'm a man." And he's like, and he like takes a bite into the butter. And I'm like, this is so awkward. And I wasn't even there. I'm just embarrassed for everyone in that movie. I like that movie for, hey, Eaglewood. Wow. Hey, Nacho's mom. Hey, Rowdy. The worst movie is Battlefield Earth with John Travolta. Is his worst movie. I like it for Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta is hot in Wild Hogs. Hey, Christy Lynn Wilson. What is Ray Liotta not hot in? Rest his poor soul. Linda, thank you for paying to play. See, guys, be like Linda. If you want to say awesome sauce, you do have to do a super chat. That's the new contract, unfortunately, that YouTube has worked out with me. Thank you, Linda. The apple tattoo is so bad. Remember what he says? He's like, I don't know if you can get an apple tattoo like that. Isn't that like a copyright thing? And William H. Macy's like, what are they going to say? He's like, it's in my skin, bitch. And I'm like, oh, it's so embarrassing. It's just such an embarrassingly cheesy movie. I don't know what else to say. It's awful. Battlefield Earth is worse, though. Hey, baby lily pad. Okay, thank you for telling me. Oh, man. I have to watch that tonight now. Laura Dupree. Oh, boy. I mean, I'll watch it with you guys. I loved Ray Liotta. Yeah. I'm excited. I haven't had a chance to Zoom with everyone. This Sunday is marked on my calendar. That's very exciting, and I love to hear that. I will love to see you. I'm looking very forward to this weekend's Zoom. I have some things that I want to discuss that I feel like I can discuss here, but not quite go into detail. So I want to do that, and I'm looking forward to it and just getting some opinions. Hey, Just Joan Haggis, nice to see you, babe. You know, I never saw Field of Dreams. What was the movie, Rain? Anna Banana. It's Barbara Wade. It's pretty bad. Hey, I've got words. Wild Hogs 2 is coming. That's sad. See, I think it makes me feel sad. Makes me feel a lot of sad feelings. But my period is coming. Hey, Natalie Strasser. Okay, Alana, thanks for telling me. We've missed you, Alana. We've missed you a lot. I met Ray Liotta about a decade ago, and he was the nicest guy. I worked with a family member of his, weirdly enough, once, and the guy looked just like him, and he showed me pictures of him and Ray. It was his uncle. Ray was his mom's brother. And it was kind of crazy, but it was so sad when he died. I bet he was a nice guy. He looked like such a friendly fellow, and he was such a fantastic actor. Mary Barons, don't say that. We would love to have you. That makes me sad. Okay, Angie Mo and Christy Lynn, thank you for your super chat. Angie Mo, Haagen-Dazs is buy one, get one at Publix. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I have to run over there. Oh, man, I've got words. Hey, DNV. So, antics of a mama squirrel, welcome in. I haven't seen you in a long time. I am doing well. Thanks for asking, and I hope you're doing well. I love seeing people we haven't seen in a long time. I'm feeling, do you guys know what I've been unpacking with you guys the last few days? I've never seen it, Christy Lynn Wilson, and I've heard it's an amazing movie, and I love Kevin Costner. I had the hots for him. I still do, shockingly, which is a joke because I like old dudes. Irish Mart. I'm having some thoughts, and they're kind of scattered, and you can probably tell that by my energy tonight, honestly. I'm having some I'm feeling uncomfortable, guys, and I need you to work through this with me. If you don't mind, I need you to work through this with me. Dances with Wolves was a great movie, Kestrel. I need you to work through this. I was feeling uncomfortable about the losses of my friendships, and I've kind of gotten better about that. I feel a little better about it, but here's the weird thing. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had something happen that's recent that has nothing to do with, no, I haven't, Rain Virus. Have you ever had something happen in like recent times and it has nothing to do with people of your past or an incident in the past, but you connect the two and then you kind of go, oh my God, I kind of get now. Like you learn a lesson from the recent thing happening and then you go, whoa, that explains why I was this way or why I reacted this way in the past or why I've healed from that is what I'm kind of trying to get out with those words, but I didn't do a good job. Hey, Susan Cook, I responded to you today too. Hey, Aspire to Inspire. I saw parts of that movie, Lenora Gray. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? If you're even following me, I feel like Debbie Zito. Okay, Diana H. Thank you. Rowdy, I've just lost some close friends recently. Jojo, like something that happens and it's close enough to something or a personality from your past, and you're like, that makes sense. Why? Like, it's like a pattern. You kind of recognize the behavior. Hey, Aline. Thank you, Sophia. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So she says, you have excellent pattern recognition. Makes sense. I would connect stuff. Well, I always connect stuff. Sophia, I do it all the time. Hey, Adele, I do it all the time. And I pay attention to behavioral patterns in myself and in others. I'm not just saying like connecting the dots with others and their faults. I do it with my own too. Hey, Wanda. Were these real life friends or online friends? Deeply real life. And my dog is about to bark, I think, because I hear a delivery truck. Kestrel, yes. Yes. Hey, BLT. These were close friends of mine. And I'm working through that. And Rowdy, you're absolutely right. And so what we've been talking about the last few days, Rowdy, I don't think you've been here, is you're exactly what you just said there. Some people come and go like the tides. Hey, Margie Barr. And so it's important, Rowdy, you're absolutely right. And to know when, hey, Lynette, it's very important to know when it's time for those people to be gone. It's time, that time is expired, right? It's important to know when the season is up. And I am no good at that. I'm not good at that. When I meet a friend, I'm like, oh my God, a friend forever. Because I've never valued friendships. So, like, close to a year ago, I did not care about friends at all. It's okay, Rowdy. Scientologists just don't. I'm waiting for this dog to start barking. So I'm going to stop in just a second because I have a feeling maybe not. He seems pretty passed out. We just got home from a walk. I have not read that book. I've got words. So, what I'm trying to say is this really isn't even about the loss of those friends. What I'm trying to say is what I've been talking about the last few days with, hey, Timbre, with Doug, has left me feeling very sick feeling. It's left me feeling, I've dug up some things that I haven't. So what I talked about yesterday when he pretended to be our family minister, and when I brought Huxley home from the NICU the very first day, hey, Alex Moore, the first night in our home, Doug spent the night in our home and kept him all night. Every Scientology event we went to, Doug would drive Huxley there. I wouldn't even get to bring my own son to it. And people would come up to me and go, your baby is beautiful. I wish I could have seen him, but Doug wouldn't let me. Doug hijacked Huxley. And I haven't really gotten into the details of that because I haven't much thought about it over the last 15 years. I've talked about like how he took him every weekend. I've talked about how we had no holiday traditions because he would take him, those things. But that was more major things. I'm unpacking some heavier little details that are major. And it's rocking me a little bit. It's shaken my, he was a huge part of my life. And he stepped in and kind of took over the father role. And he would say that. Hey, Andrew, where have you been? Did you cover up your tattoo or just add to it? No, Andrew, that's the fox. So that was the first part. And then he did the other side. He did the other half, which is like some strawberries and a bee and some flowers. And so he just added to it. We filled in the other half, and then we have the fox over here. I'm happy to see you, Andrew. This is a great question. I believe yes. In Scientology, is there a general disrespect for motherhood? I think there's a great disrespect for motherhood. And so much so that, like I said, I'm sure there are women. Well, I'm happy to see you, Andrew. That's a great point, Sophia. So I'm sure there are women that existed in Scientology, hey, Bob, that breastfed. But for the most part, it was very frowned upon. And LRH talks about, there's a reference that he talks about where women should not breastfeed. And there's a reference, in that reference, he says, instead, you should feed your child this barley formula that I have concocted. So there's a formula that L. Ron Hubbard recalled. And I don't know if that's a word you guys use. You use that a lot in Scientology. That's a lot in auditing commands, like recall a time that you blah, 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 blah. Good. Now recall a time. So it's just remember. And I'm sure you guys use that on the outside world. I would say yes, because they want you to get an abortion if you get pregnant. Muffet Lou, only I've heard of that in the Sea Org. I have not heard of Scientology telling people to get abortions outside of the Sea Org. May have happened. I have no idea. It didn't happen to me. I only really like to speak for me. So he recalled this time like 2,500 years ago where the Roman soldiers, uh, thanks, Honey Lou. The Roman soldiers, before they would go into battle, would drink this barley formula, and it's goat's milk is what I used, Karo syrup, and it's water made from barley that's cooked in a muslin cloth for 8 hours. It's bizarre. Hey Donna, I can't stay, but I wanted to know how much I admire her amazing growth. I'm so proud of my beautiful sister in Christ. I want her to know how much she's loved. Donna, that is so nice, and I'm happy to see you. I'm really glad to see you. I appreciate you stopping by, and that is a really kind comment. Thank you. I wonder if they still do that. Yes, Rowdy, of course they do. They're very proud of the fact that, absolutely, Debbie's right. Very proud of the fact that if you were a Barley baby, that's what they call you. Were you a Barley baby? And that's also a bit of a status because that tells, if you say yes to that, what does that mean? What does that tell you? You were born into Scientology. So kudos for that too, right? Like points. Hey, Oz Fanatic. Some things you have said in the past about him have left me suspect as his motives. Yeah, well, and a lot of you probably did. I just didn't. When Doug and Brenda came along, they were protection for me. I thought they were the nicest Scientologist I had ever met. They seemed the most normal, like had family values out of any Scientology family I had ever met. And they had 2 sons, and they immediately started calling me their daughter, and they were like, "We've always wanted a daughter, and we love you, our daughter, our daughter." And I just ate it up, right? Like, I didn't have my dad, he had ditched me, and I believe, looking back, Doug saw an opportunity and took it. I think that Doug absolutely honed in on that, and I don't know how to feel about that now. Because all this time up until a few days ago, I was like, was a good guy. Like he creeped me out in some ways, but like he was so you're fine, Muffet Lou. Donna, that is really, really nice. Wow. To the moderators, thank you. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you as well. Out of all the ex-Scientologists, Reese is the only one I watch consistently. I've just been a lurker. That is such a nice thing to say, Donna. Thank you. I really appreciate that and your support. Hey, Michelle Lynn. Well, here's the thing about so that's the other thing I was thinking about today on my walk, Debbie. And this is a side note. I was a Barley baby. It's a separation tactic. Absolutely, Verbo Boss. Like I was told not to breastfeed. I was a Barley baby. Okay. Huxley was a Barley baby. You know what we both have in common? Our teeth were rotten out of our heads by the time we were 3 years old. My mother told me today, I was talking about this with her. I had to go, my dad wouldn't pay. We didn't have health insurance, right? A lot of Scientologists don't because you don't go to the doctor because they don't believe in healthcare. So my mom was like, my teeth were rotten. And my dad wouldn't pay for me to go to a dentist. So my mom, she told me, she goes, I took you without him knowing. He went to work and I took you. And she took me to a dental college. So it was way cheaper back then. And I remember it. I remember falling asleep and like going all the time. I had caps on all of my teeth. Yeah, Rowdy. I had caps across all of my teeth. So then Huxley's born. He's a Barley baby until he's like a year and a half old. He drank barley milk. That was it. And it's full of Karo syrup, which is corn syrup, which is really bad for you. It's high fructose corn syrup. And hey, rocks in a box. And when he was 2, Huxley had to be put under general anesthesia because his teeth, he had to have, hey, Candace, he had to have pulpotomies. A pulpotomy is the word root canal for babies, for baby teeth. He had to have so many pulpotomies and caps put on his teeth. And I remember asking the dentist about it. He was a great dentist. I loved him. He was not a Scientologist. He was a pediatric dentist. And he was like, some kids just have bad teeth. Now, he didn't know about the Barley formula. And he said to me, he goes, I have a daughter and a son. And he said, one of them has never had teeth issues and the other one has really bad teeth. And I said, well, I had really bad teeth. And I had never put it together. That's right. This is such a good point Sophia makes. Yeah, it's called a pulpotomy, Rain. It's simple enough. If mom's breastfeed the baby has to stay with mom, and mom can't be a good devoted Scientologist. That's correct. That's right. Also, I think it's a separation tactic because babies, I was going to say babies, kids in general in Scientology don't belong to anybody. They don't really have parents. They're raised by the org. Like every Scientology adult can tell that child what to do. And I'll tell you, in my household, I was at the bottom of the pecking order when it came to telling my kid what to do. I had no say over Huxley's upbringing. And the more I think about that, the more it really makes sense to me. Like, I truly was a surrogate to my own child. I was a vessel for that kid. Doug took over. Hey, P. Taylor. Doug took over the day I brought him home. Doug took over the day I had him and pretended to be our family minister to get into the NICU to see him every day. When I first saw Doug in the NICU with him, my first time, hey, Robin Miners. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for saying that, Robin. That's very validating. She says, feel all the feelings you need to about Doug. It's a hard realization, not your fault. He was a manipulator. Robin, thank you for validating me because I'm not done talking about it and you guys might be bored with it, but I have to break a few things down here and I think I just have to get it out. When the first day I met Huxley was the third day. That's probably true too, Christy Lynn Wilson. The third day after I had him was the first day I met him. As I've told you the last couple of streams, it's hard for me to get that out because I blame me for that he had to go to a NICU, that his body was all messed up, his sugars were all messed up. No, Grandma Sunshine Dragon, I didn't. Huxley never blamed me for losing Doug. No. The first day I met Huxley, Doug came walking in to the NICU. Yeah, Rowdy says, this may be ugly, but I hope Doug felt the heartache you felt when he disconnected from Huxley. He probably maybe did, but he had been pretty desensitized at that point. So Doug comes into the NICU. He had been coming and going. This was my first day meeting Huxley. Doug comes in after work, tells them he's the family minister so he can get in. He doesn't say I'm the grandpa. He says, I'm the family minister. And he grabs Huxley out of my arms. I'm sitting in a glider. Everything you need to know about Doug can be learned from his behavior in dropping Huxley. What does that tell you about the kind of man he is? Yes. And that he could do that to his grandson. 100%. That's such a good point, Christy Lynn Wilson. So no bonding with breastfeeding, Barley, bottle rot teeth, and Doug, and all these dentists in Scientology. LRH's teeth, drug addict. Yeah. Yep. Tampa A. So he takes Huxley from me. Hey, you are loved. And he takes him over to a corner and he starts doing all these crazy assists on him. I did locationals on Huxley as a baby. Hey, Love and Life. I did not perform weird ass Scientology assists on him. As a matter of fact, we had to do an assist right when you're born, and Huxley was whisked away. So I didn't get to perform this on him until after I saw him. You do this creepy assist where you hold up the child and you look at the child. You introduce yourself to this infant, right? You're supposed to do it the second they're born. And you hold up the baby. Hey, Erica. Thanks, babe. You hold up the baby. And you say, hello, I am your mother, Reese. This is your father, Michael. We are going to keep you. And you give it with like a really strong intention. We are going to keep you. because that's not weird. So Doug is taking Huxley out of my arms the first day I ever meet him. And he walks around and he does a locational on him. And I'm just sitting in this chair watching him take my kid. And he's like, this is your left hand. He's like, this is your right hand. Love you, Mary Barons. And he's like, this is your chin. And he would take his hand and he'd be like, touch your nose. He's like, good, get acclimated with your new body. He's like, you'll get used to the new body. This is your right foot. This is your left foot. Here's your right eye. Here's your left eye. And he would take his hand and he'd be like, here's your right ear. Good. Now touch your left ear. Good. And he's like, here's your left hand. He's like, make your fingers move. Good. Get used to your body. It's just a new body, but you'll get used to the body. Like, it was so frustrating. And he did that all the time, like the first couple of months. Hey, Tara Jackson. Brenda did it on him too. They'd be like, are you getting used? They talked to Huxley all the time like he was just this person. And they really do believe that the being can hear you and understand you. They just don't know how to talk yet. They have to get reacclimated. So like they would pick him up. Hey, Judy Lee, did Michael's brother have children? And if he did Doug treat them? Absolutely, yes. Michael's brother had kids several years after Huxley was born because he was in the Sea Org and they accidentally got pregnant. So they had to leave the Sea Org and then now they have a second child. And for all I know, they have a third. I don't know anything about them. But I know this, when the kids are 16, they're going back into the Sea Org as a family. Hey, B lady. So where is his dad now that Huxley is gone? Whose dad? Doug? Doug is in Clearwater, Florida. Brenda would come over after post and like they would pick him up and she'd go, hi, Huxley, you remember me? I'm your grandma, Brenda. And she would be like, how's your new body? Are you getting used to the body? Good. And like Huxley would like, whatever, he'd like move his mouth. She would go, excellent. Great job using your mouth. You're going to be talking in no time. Now, can you blink your eyes? Of course, he's going to do that. And she'd go, look at you in control of that body. Good job. And then she'd be like, can you move your mouth again? And of course, we all know the baby's going to do that, right? And she would go, wow, good job being at cause over that body. Look at you. You're in charge of that body. You're really running that body wonderfully. Like that's what they would do all the time. That shit went on for months. Wasn't Doug's dad happy to be in a body again? Yes, he was. Huxley's grandfather, Doug, believed that Huxley is his father, Doug's father, who died like in the 80s or something. Yeah. Yeah, Tampa A. It was super creepy. And this is how they talk all the time. Like this is how they would talk to a baby. Like you want to be super, super theta, which is super uptone, happy stuff. So if you were like, hey, got a new job. Wow, theta. Like, hey, I just found out I made more money than I thought. So theta. I just completed this course. Incredibly theta. Hey, I just lost my job. That's N theta. We're getting divorced. That's N theta. Hey, shooting the bits. Welcome in. I don't recognize your name. Hey, kid, can you run your body by not using the diaper? Yeah. So Brenda would like always talk like this to Huxley. And they would do that. And like, I would say, hey, Lily Mom. Hey, Judy Lee. Joanne Hawley. Even me as a full-blown Scientologist, you can't get me to get that excited about anything. Not even a baby. Not even my own baby. Like I never held Huxley going, wow, great job moving your left hand. Do it again. Like I was like, I can't. That's weird. That's not my style. That's not how I talk. That's not how I am. And I just can't be anybody else. But they did it all the time. And so he's in this NICU and he's like, good. He's like, this is your left hand. He's like, here's your fingers. Let's move your fingers. And he's like, you're going to get acclimated again with this body. Just give it some time. And he's like, I know you just got here in this body, but you'll learn how to run it. Are you a Gen X kid? You talk like one. I don't know what a Gen X kid is. I'm not sure what generation I am. I was born in 84. Does everybody in Scientology do this to their babies? Yes. Like I gave Huxley assists and I gave him locationals all the time. In Scientology, they expect them to potty train early. Yeah, they expect them to do everything early. Absolutely. Yes. They want them to have high confront in this world and be able to do everything. Tampa A. So whenever Huxley would have like a meltdown and start crying, I would go around and give him locationals, which is supposed to bring him into present time. Hey, MLG gamer. So if he starts crying, I would pick him up and I would go, touch that book. And I would take his hand. Good. Touch that book. Good. And it would make him, I need a drink. I'm not drinking enough water. Guys, please remind me. It would make him, it actually did make him stop crying. I'm not saying that LRH isn't batshit like he is, but I think it does for like a baby. It's not doing anything LRH says it's doing, but it's distracting him. That's all. It's just distracting him. So if he starts crying and I'm like, hey, look at that, touch that. Good. And I'm like taking him and carrying him around and showing him things, it makes sense that he would stop crying, right? Yes, shooting the bits. I was a born and raised Scientologist for 38 years. Exactly, Kestrel. All it does is distract them. So I was going to try to find, I've got my assists in processing handbook, and you follow this like a Bible when you have a child. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Section 4, assist for children. For a newborn baby, 149. I've run so many of these on him. Yeah, shooting the bits. I'm really glad. Okay, so this is not the one where you say we are going to keep you is not in here, and I can tell you why. Oh yeah, they have a book on it, B-Lady. B-Lady, this book has an assist if you're dying. They have assists. Here, I'll just read you something out of this real quick. Look. Assist for anxiety stomach, assist for terror stomach, assist for arthritis, paralysis, assist for chronic somatic, a heart attack. There's an assist for a heart attack. Loss of a person. We all know that one. How to make a person sober, a toothache assist. Okay, so we are going to keep you is part of my pregnancy assist. So I paid for a pregnancy assist, and I had been going in session on that 7 to 10 at night and then 9 to 6 every weekend. When I was pregnant, you're put on the cans, but you also are Tara Jackson. I love you. She said, we're going to keep you, Reese. Hey, Tammy Kennelly. Other parts of the pregnancy assist is also touching the body. So I had to have assists done on my body. There's assists on the cans. There's assists to walk around and talk and look at stuff. There's also assists to touch you. We can, Renee B. I just have to figure out how to upload the pictures. I'd be happy to do it. P. Taylor, Doug thought Hux was a reincarnation of his own father, but treated him like that and detached from him. Unbelievable. Doug's lost for sure. Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Why did he leave? I really didn't think Doug would leave. I really didn't. I was shocked. I thought Doug would put up a fight. I can't still to this day believe we never heard from him again after that phone call. It's a great point. And thank you for your super chat. Christy Lynn Wilson, I'm so proud of you that you stood up to Doug and Brenda and didn't allow Huxley to be sucked into Scientology. That alone makes you a great mom. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. I think I have a long way to go, Christy Lynn Wilson, but I appreciate you validating that. And thank you for the super chat. Desensitization, why are you focused on assigning blame? Meaning you say, figure out your percent of blame, then what? I don't understand what you mean by that. Are you applying that to something I'm saying? Do you mean that in Scientology? I don't understand. Can you just reword it? Did LRH ever talk about brainwashing? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, other than he would say like, Have you ever asked Doug where his dad or grandfather went? Well, Doug believes that Huxley is his dad. LRH talks about other religions being brainwashing. So, like Christianity, the story of Jesus Christ, the story of God, all the stories in the Bible. He says, and I'm not exact on this because I haven't read the whole book of History of Man, but he says it's very specific that we are implanted through the dark side of the moon's implant station, and like Jesus, heaven, all of those things are fake. They're not real. So I would say he talks about brainwashing like you guys are brainwashed. We're not, right? So for a newborn baby, tell the baby, oh my God, tell the newcomer. He says, tell the newcomer. Tell the newcomer he or she is welcome and make friends. Various things can be done. A touch assist is best. There is another process that can be run to help the baby get oriented. Procedure. Use the command, you make that body lie in that cradle. Run this until the baby seems to have brightened up. You make that body lie in that cradle. No problem. You're talking to an infant that was just born, by the way. Hey, Callie Blue. Did your parents ever tell you who you were, who took your body? No. No, because you're not supposed to evaluate for the person in front of them. You can say, Reese is my great-grandmother. You cannot say that in front of me. You're not supposed to evaluate, is what we call it, in front of the person. But you can evaluate for them all day long. You can't do it in front of them. Okay? So, yeah. I feel like I was about to say something and I can't remember what it was. Dang it. I don't know what it was, but it was important. I hope it comes back to me. So here's one for, hey, Shell. Handling for a child who is crying. So it says okay, this is a good way to handle a child who is crying. Getting the child to tell you what he is crying about will alleviate the incident that has upset him. What a concept. Procedure. Ask the child, what are you crying about? After he has told you what he is crying about a few times, each time being helped by questioning about the incident, and when the crying was abated, you may ask, what else are you crying about? What do you, oh, that was it. That was it, Renee B. Okay, yes. Oh God, Renee B, thank you. So to the person that said, do your parents tell you where you came from, who I was? No. My dad told me around the age of, I knew it at 5. Are you friends with Growing Up in Scientology? That is how I found you. Hey, Kilo Nova. God, guys, I'm seeing some new people and I love it. Thank you for finding me through his channel. Am I friends with him? I did a ton of streams with him. I was on his board with him for a long time, and he is the foundation I reached out to for help. He's was the Aftermath Foundation, and that's who I reached out to for help to get out of Scientology. So I know him very well. Yeah. Hey, Crafty Carrie. So, okay, so this is important. I'm so glad, Renee B. You just reminded me. I went blank on it. My father told me that tons and tons, millions of people were dumped here in ice cubes. And I was one of them. So my dad told me, hey, Lisa Kelson. Yeah, the story of how I got diabetes. I'm diabetic. And my chiropractor, who was OT8, told me that when I was born, my dad walked into the operating room and said, hi, sugar. And my reactive mind was recording. And it took it literally, because that's what the reactive mind does. It takes things literally. And that's why you don't want to talk. That's why, well, thank you. You are loved. I am respectful of Aaron. I'm respectful of all the ex-Scientologists. The reactive mind takes things literally. So he said, hi, sugar. Hey, Hogs. Yeah. Can you turn the air conditioner up a notch? I'm kind of cold. Yeah. Thank you, son. And that's, thanks, Lily Mom. And that's exactly right. So that's why I'm diabetic, because my body heard it and made me have high sugars. Yeah, That makes sense. So I was told that, okay, thanks, Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. I was told by my father that I was dumped here in an ice cube. And I floated around the North Atlantic for thousands of years or however long we were out there. And that is apparently in the book. And I don't know where my History of Man book is, or I would find it. I think it's probably in a storage box somewhere. But a lot, LRH talks about a lot of people were dumped here in ice cubes. And I was. And I will tell you that scared the ever living crap out of me as a child. It really did. And you could give it a try, B lady. You are what you think about, right? Like thoughts are reality, I think is what they say. I'm trying to think of a word that's not Scientology. I was going to say it really keyed me in as a child. It stimulated me. Are you scared of water now? Hey, Abigail. Well, I'm happy that you joined us. Am I scared of water? I'm not scared of regular water. I'm not afraid of swimming pools. I enjoy swimming. I won't swim in a gross ass public swimming pool, no, where people are like peeing everywhere and spitting. But I like swimming pools. I will never swim in a lake. Never. I don't like getting into lakes, even in a boat. I love the ocean, but I won't get in it. So it really, really scared me. I'm afraid of cruises. I've done it once. Hey, Jessica LaBarber. But otherwise, no. I'm terrified of the ocean. Absolutely terrified. Um, yeah, those dreams with Aaron were hilarious and educational, Tampa A. I agree. Very educational, putting stuff out there. So I'll just share this with you. Most of you know, but when I loved the movie Titanic, and I saw it so many times in the theater when it came out, and I had a dream like after, or I got stimulated somehow, but I think it was a dream I had. I had to go get auditing on it. No, squirrel girl, because I had this idea that I sank the Titanic, and I woke up from this and I thought that I had sliced my stomach open on like a glacier. And so it was just very weird. Like I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And I got really, really freaked out. And I thought I was out there floating in the ocean and a glacier came by and cut me in half. And so I had to go get auditing on this. I had to have an auditor as a child. Hey, degraded Diana, run commands on me. And I had to be like, I remember they put neosporin on my stomach. I was like, oh, it's cut me, it cut me. I was like freaking the F out. And they did all kinds of, they were like bringing me back into present time. They were doing touch assists on me. They were doing all kinds of, what is an audit? Auditing, B lady, is interesting, Abigail. I understand. Auditing, B lady, is, I'm going to try to break it down as simple as I can. It's the outside world's version. It's basically counseling. Okay. But there's a lot more to it. Scientology, and a tool used that L. Ron Hubbard came up with, a device is called the E-meter. And it's something that is run by the auditor. And you hold these cans that are hooked up to electrodes. And it's basically a lie detector. And it has yeah, Shelly, it has a dial on it with a needle. And the dial reads. And it can kind of read, it doesn't read your thoughts, but it reads when you have, so if you ask me a question and you say, did you lie about this to your parents? And I go, no, the needle's going to do something. And the auditor is going to look at me and go, okay, let's take a look at that. What are you thinking about right there? And the needle's doing whatever it's doing. I'm on the other side holding the cans. And the needle will read when I have that thought, whatever I lied about. So it can't read my thought, but it tells the auditor it's hooked up to the electricity in the body. And what sucks is it's hard. You can't outsmart it. I couldn't anyway. And the auditor will say, so B lady, let me just explain it to you this way. This is what actual Scientologists say. Think of a cat. Think of a cat. Everybody think of a cat right now. What do? You look at a picture of a cat. LRH says that your mind is out here, not in here, which I kind of agree with in a lot of ways, because the mind is a bunch of pictures you're looking at. So if I think of my mother when she was young, look, there's the picture. I'm looking at it right now. I can imagine it. I see it. So I'm going to, here, I'll put this up and then I'll read it in a second so I can answer this first. So what happens on the meter is if they say, hey, Mousy, did you lie about that? And you go, no. And the needle reads differently. The auditor sees you look at the picture of whatever it is you're looking at where you did lie, right? The auditor is going to make you uncomfortable and go, what are you looking at right there? And the needle is going right wherever your thought is. So let's say the needle goes, bing, and you go, nothing. I don't see anything. I'm not looking at anything. You try to start thinking about other stuff, but then you go back to that thought and they go, that right there. What is that? That. What are you looking at right there? Tell me what you're looking at. What are you thinking about right there? So they start grilling you. So it's really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. Did you know he stole the e-meter from someone else? I didn't. No, but I know he stole a lot of things, Renee B. Doesn't really matter if he stole it or invented it, right? He destroyed a lot of people. Either way, he's an evil dude. It's not a good thing, Jessica LaBarber. And Jessica, I know some people they say that they could outsmart the meter. I could not. I tried all the time to make my needle float and end a session. I would think about the happiest thoughts I could, and I would lie and I would go, this was great. Jenny 8, welcome in. So let's see. I've heard you say a few times you're afraid it's your fault regarding making wrong parenting decisions, things you wish you'd done. Of course I am, because I was a fully grown functioning adult. And I don't like to blame other people for things that happened to me. So it's hard for me to go, it's not my fault. I was in a cult. I didn't know any better. I don't like that way of thinking, even if it's true, right? Like, hey, Franklin, even if it's true, I don't love it when people just shift to like, it's not, I get it. It's not our fault. And I say I speak for all the ex-Scientologists, guys. Like, I was born into that. There's nothing I could have done to change that. I still feel bad for neglecting my body that poorly when I was pregnant with my son and told by a doctor, you have gestational diabetes. You need to start eating this way and checking your sugars. I went and reported that to my local org and my chiropractor, and they both said, that's a lie. That's a made up diagnosis. You can eat whatever you want. L. Ron Hubbard says nothing in the books about gestational diabetes. That's a lie. Proceed, carry on with your pasta, right? And so I feel torn because I was a fully functioning 24-year-old woman at that time. I also will say I believed everything I was told by the higher powers in Scientology. So OTAs, things like that. Hey, Katie did it. I did not miss or skip a beat. I never questioned those things. It did not even cross my mind to question them. And that's some strong ass indoctrination and brainwashing if you think about it. A doctor, an OBGYN, an MD tells me, this is the problem. Here's what you need to do. I literally was like, pish. Once I was told, LRH didn't say that, so it isn't true. I just threw it out of my mind. I was like, well, it's fake news, obviously. That's how serious this is. A good time to teach you guys and say, this is why you're not going to save a lot of Scientologists who are in. Because, peace lady, hey babe, because they are deeply rooted in what they believe. If it isn't written, it isn't true. That is a golden rule in Scientology that LRH tells us. If it is not written, it is not true. So if LRH didn't write about it, cast it off. It's not true. That is dangerous. That is really, really dangerous. And I feel regret. There's nothing I can do when I was 20. Hold on, guys. Michelle. Never mind. My friend Michelle texted me. I want to make sure it was okay. She doesn't text me very often. This is why I am more interested in saving people from going to Scientology, to turning to Scientology, than getting them out, because I would have never left. I know you guys say, like, yes, you would have. No, I wouldn't have. My story of abuse, my dad leaving, getting hit over the head with a fax machine, going to the hospital, pissing blood, all of the things my eyes and ears saw and heard of other people's abuse. I was sleeping with a 24-year-old man when I was 14. I wasn't the only girl doing that. I know of other people's stories of abuse. I never would have talked about it, and I never did. I made it till I reached out to the Aftermath Foundation to talk about it. I never spoke about that story outside of Scientology. I knew not to. And I wouldn't have left because I would have lost everybody, and it wasn't worth it to me. So I know you guys say, but what about Huxley? I was already prepared to lose Huxley into Scientology. That wouldn't have stopped me. Like, I tried to protect him from Scientology as a young person. Patty Hartman, welcome in. How did Doug get into Scientology? So he was a dentist in Iowa. Brenda was a dental hygienist. Hey, Melissa. There was a local ad in their paper in Iowa for a Dianetics group that gets together. And they both read Dianetics. They liked what they saw, and they went and met up with a group. And the group said, this is Scientology. It's amazing. Hey, Panda. But unfortunately, there isn't a Church of Scientology here. And at the time, apparently, the closest one was Twin Cities, Minneapolis. So they started going every single weekend. They were immediately hooked on Scientology. So he was a dentist. Yeah, Franklin, Dianetics is big in dental and chiropractic. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. So that's how they got involved. Yes, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. I couldn't agree with you more on that. You would have stayed in Scientology if Hux had gone into the Sea Org. You wouldn't have disconnected with him. Of course not. Exactly. I would not have left. Thank God I was outed. Patty Hartman, was Brenda raised in Scientology? No. Brenda's parents were super, super into education. Her dad was like a college professor. No, they were very Christian. I met both of them. They were very Christian, very good people. Brenda had two sisters that were also no way in Scientology. No, just Doug and Brenda. There is always hope for the end of the radars who have doubts. Kim is blue. I know Doug Kramer. Tara Jackson, is that the man who had a YouTube channel? I did not know him. No, I did not meet him. He passed, unfortunately, and sadly, he passed kind of when I was new into the YouTube world. Kim is Blue is absolutely right about this. I'm not writing anything off here. Hold on, guys. I'm really sorry. Okay. Hey, Donna Cooper. I'm not Kim is Blue. I don't need to explain this to you because I know you know me and we're actually on the same level here. But I am not saying there's no hope. And my hope and prayer is that one day people are leaving in droves. There has to be a breaking point, in my opinion, that at some point, thanks, Liz. Thank you, Liz. At some point, they've got to see. So, like, there's a big goal in Scientology that 10,000 people need to be on OT8, OT7, solo knots, to get the scales of the planet to tip. So everything is supposed. Hey, Buffy, everything is supposed to change when you get 10,000 people on OT8. They're like at 9,500 or something. They were when I left. So what I'm saying is there has to be some tipping point where they're going to go, this is bullshit, isn't it? I hope that there are some people, and I hope it's in my lifetime, Kim, that they finally see and go, I've spent millions of dollars and I'm not any better. Or I've spent millions of dollars and my wife has cancer. or whatever it is. I really hope, hey, Muffet Lou, I really hope that people, something cracks, something changes. And I really hope that God makes that happen. I think God can make anything happen. I was outed and I'm out here in the free world now, and I have free will and I'm able to think for myself and use my voice to help as many people as possible. And I'm not just trying to help people with Scientology. I want to help people with everything and anything. I saw the most beautiful post in our Facebook group today that said, I found Reese's channel, and after a 24 years in a horrible marriage, I got divorced and I'm seeing a therapist because of her channel. Those are the, I mean, I'm inspired every day by people. So it's not just a Scientology goal for me. Um, you are, but you are acknowledge, apologizing, and doing better from now on. That really is all you can control at this point, meaning you're already taking the blame. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I'm self-aware enough to see that, but I still feel, Buffy, I had her in the beginning of the stream for you. I still feel, what's the word? I don't know. I thought of unhealed. Great question, Peace Lady, but I don't know the answer to that. That dude had rotten teeth, but he had bad health too. I still feel unhealed, at odds. No. Uh, it's not smoothed over. I don't feel 100% right about it. I know what you're saying, and I need to forgive myself. I've forgiven my father, who did the most damage and the most harm to me in this life. I'm 41 now, having to pick up a lot of pieces of a lot of things, like a string of bad decisions and all the things that got me here, all the ways I treated people horribly. So I don't want to say it's my dad's fault that I am the way I am, because I really don't like to blame other people for, I have a problem with people who blame situations and other people on the way their character is. But at the same time, at some point, I have to take a look at when I was 4 years old and he started forcing us. Yes, I need my own forgiveness. My dad forced me at 4 years old. That was my very first time of doing bull bait constantly in my kitchen at home. At 6 years old, I had my very first child security check where I was sexually just steamrolled with questions, very inappropriate questions. I was 6 years old, and questions like, do you want to touch yourself inappropriately? Do you want to have sex with your father? Do you want to have sex with a sibling? Are you interested in having sex with animals? Like, those are the uncomfortable questions. And then I hit 7 and I was bull baited with a man my father's age between my legs, trying to pretend to perform oral sex on me. There were no boundaries. And every red flag and trigger and alarm and bell going off in my mind and my body, my gut, was suppressed and rewarded for getting through it. So at this point, I am learning how to, one, create boundaries, because I've never had them, and I've let people walk all over me forever because it's rewarded. They literally rewired the brain to say, stop reacting to that man performing oral sex on you, get your TRs in, knock it off, and get back to work. Now, start. And I was 7 years old. So they train you very heavily to, it's a learned freeze response. We know this. They train you very heavily to shut your mouth and ignore all your triggers and become desensitized. And once you do that, you're rewarded. You're rewarded for that. So I understand what you're saying as far as like, maybe you need to forgive yourself. I'm working on it. I promise. I work on it every day on this channel. I show up every day. I usually take 2 to 3 days off a month now. I show up every single day here because I hold myself accountable with you guys. And if you've noticed, we've picked up speed on my suppressed memories that I haven't necessarily wanted to talk about. That are hard to talk about. And if you notice, I just talked about my 7-year-old self with that man performing sexual, well, pretending to perform oral sex on me. I just talked about that without crying. And that's big for me because That's a tough memory. That's a tough one. And I felt very unsafe with that man. And I had probably 10 to 15 adults around me going, keep going, while I was sitting in that chair trying to get away from him and crying. And they were like, stop crying, keep going, let him do that to you. Let's pass this. Come on, knock it off. Quit being dramatic. Knock off the HE&R. HE&R is human emotion and reaction. So you are taught in every single way, shape, or form to freeze. Don't react to that. Ignore your triggers, your warnings, your bells, your alarms. Don't have any boundaries and don't trust yourself. Just do what we tell you and you'll make it to the next level, right? How often does an adult join Scientology? And its success in numbers is, so I think Scientology is only really growing because people are having children and the kids are obviously without any choice in that. Thank you, Kim is Blue. I have seen in my time many adults join and stay, but I have seen way more in my time adults join and leave. They don't stay, but I've seen it. I mean, you're supposed to be constantly recruiting people into Scientology. You're supposed to constantly be recruiting them. So it works. They do it. How people, hey, Linda Perales, how people, adults join today with the internet and YouTube and Leah Remini and Mike Rinder's incredible show that they put out. I don't know how the hell people do it, but they do it. And hey, Trisha Kelly, I will say this. I have talked about, I don't usually tell people what I do. I don't usually say in public when I'm out. If someone says, what do you do for a living? Where do you work? I always say I work for Google. I don't run around being like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a streamer, I'm a whatever. I don't do that. I just don't. But lately I've been dipping my foot in and I will say something like, I have a YouTube channel. And they'll go, really? What about? And if I say Scientology, so very rarely does someone go, oh shit, damn, I know what that is. Most of the time they go, I think I've heard of that. Christian Science. I swear to God, I'm like, what rock have you been under? I cannot believe that, like, even my therapist, we don't talk about Scientology very often because I talk about the now stuff, but even my therapist, I brought it up and he was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of know what it is. Like, they in Scientology make us think that like every person on planet Earth, we are doing so much. We are making such an impact, right? People don't know what the hell it is. You should not be ashamed of being a streamer. Let that go. It's your perception, not others. It's Kilo Nova. It's just, it's not so much I'm ashamed. I don't see I don't want to, it makes me feel dick swingy. I'm a nobody and I'm not trying to be a somebody, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to be cool, sound cool. So I just say I work for Google. Like, I'm not like, I don't have this giant channel and I don't want to like kind of come across like that. So I just work for Google. I don't feel like I need to tell people I have a channel. I will if it feels appropriate, or if I say I work for Google and then I end up having a 30-minute conversation with this person and it just comes up organically, I'll talk about it. I'm not ashamed. It's just, I don't run around being like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Like, who cares? I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like that's important. I just don't, I don't want to come off like I'm cool in any way. So do you now trust yourself or is that still difficult? That's a great question. I mean, I would say the chat here that knows me really well, would say I've made huge strides. I think I have. I think I'm much better at trusting myself. I just lost 3 of my closest friends and it was all over boundary situations. And I had to, for the first time, really stand up for myself and say, hey, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. And I lost them over it. And that's a good thing. Like, time to clean house, right? I'm not upset about that. But I have let people use me and walk all over me because I was trained to. You know, I had someone, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Jojo. Hey, Philip Wright. I was saying, in Scientology, all these things were my normal Haggis basher. And so, like, my dad didn't, this is just an example I'm giving. My dad didn't touch me. He didn't hug me. He never said, I love you. He never said, I'm proud of you. And I'm not saying that so you'll go, oh, that's sad. I'm just giving you a fact. He didn't do it. It wasn't important to him. And therefore, I'm just telling you, I am not a real huggy person. I'm not a real touchy person. I'm not. I wasn't raised that way. My mother isn't that way. It just is. I had a friend, I talked about this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again because I'm not over it and I'm uncomfortable with it. And if you're okay with it, I'd like to share this again because I had a friend, thank you, Tampa A. I love you, babe. I had a friend say to me, had a conversation with me. There's some things I almost, no, B lady. My dad's been in Scientology like 60 years. No way. He'll never leave. He's a huge whale. He's donated so much money. His wife is OT8. Never. No. I will pretty much talk about anything and everything, really, truly. But I have a hard time. I have a soft spot, and the haters know this, so they love to run with it, and let them do that. No one cares. I'm just pointing it out. I don't feel like have been okay, Marie Marion. Thank you. I don't want to drink too much, guys, because then I'm gonna have to pee. I have a hamster bladder. Oh, yeah, Kilo Nova. I'm so used to the haters. I get it. No, B lady, I'm not. No, and they're always going to exist, right? I don't feel like I've been the best mom because of my Scientology indoctrination. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but we don't even pay attention to the haters, guys. I just brought it up because it's one of the biggest things they love to attack is me being a mother. And thank you, Honey Lou. And I am shy about it. I am not happy with how I was and how I let him be taken by his grandfather growing up. Yes, Debbie Zito, I do too. And so it's a soft spot for me, and I don't talk about it all the time. I'm getting better at it. And I have a friend who asked me about this, and I really opened up to this person. And she said, if he were to disconnect from you in like 10 years when he's 25, if he said, I don't want to talk to you anymore, I'm taking a break from you for a few years, she said, what would you do? And I thought that was kind of a loaded question. Like I was set up to fail because what do you think I would do? I have been disconnected from hundreds of people. Every family member I had in Scientology, every friend I had in Scientology, everybody I was raised with for 38 years, disconnected from me overnight. Didn't even say goodbye. I lost all of them. So when you ask me, what would you do? I said what I would do. I said, well, then I guess I would take a break, right? Like if he wanted that, I would honor it. And she was like, I would never share that publicly ever, ever. She was like, don't ever tell anyone that. Don't ever share that. She was like, I'll never tell anyone what you just said. And that was so shaming. And I was like, no, B lady, but I miss my friends. I mean, I miss them. I was raised with them. I have my new friends now in this channel. This channel means everything to me because I have everything I need from this channel. I have all kinds of friends and family now that have caught me. I've never fallen. They've caught me. And it made me feel very ashamed. So the next thing she said, are you living your life for your story as it appears to others, or are you living the happiest you can be every day? Your life is a story to tell. It's your real life. I would say I absolutely, wounds and scars and all, I'm living my life to, and I hold the hands of others as I come on and talk about this stuff. We do it together. We're a really tight knit community, and there's no secrets. And I'm proud of it and I put everything out there. So I'm living it for me and I'm facing everything head on, and they do it with me and they listen and we do it for hours. And I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed of where I came from. I'm not even ashamed of being his mother because I'm still here and I haven't abandoned him. And I have tried to protect him as much as I possibly can. So this friend says to me next, why don't you hug him? Why aren't you hugging him enough? You're not hugging him enough. And I said, well, hey, Angel, I felt all of this conversation was so uncomfortable for me. Thank you, Kilo. And she said, you need to hug him more. And I said, well, I don't, he's a 15-year-old boy. I'm not like hanging all over him because I don't want to. And I wasn't raised that way. And I said, we're just not huggy. I'm just not huggy. And she was like, but that's really sad. And I said, okay. I mean, it's just, I don't deal with my friends this way. I don't deal with anyone this way. I don't like to tell people what to do. I don't like to tell people what they should be doing. I don't like to tell people this is what I do, so follow me. This is how I was raised. I don't like to tell people things where they're going to feel ashamed. I really don't. Like, stay in your own lane. And she said, there's a few new people in here. She said, but so Tommy was someone that I was with for a long time and who is still very close to me. And she said, no one, I don't know any Scientologists that are huggy. So she said, it's really sad to me that you'll hug all over Tommy and you'll have sex with him and you'll cook a meal for him and you'll care for him and take care of him, but you won't do that for your own son. And I was like, I was shocked. It felt like a bullet. And I said, like, that's disturbing. I said, it's not the same thing. It's like not even close to the same thing. I said, that's a partner. That's a romantic partner. And she said, well, in a lot of ways, it is the same thing. She was like, because they're both men in your life and you do a lot of touchy, huggy, kissy, like make out and do all this, but you won't hug your son. And I said, like, it's not the same thing. And she was like, don't ever. And this is what hurt. She said, no, Philip, right. I just was hot and my hair looks bad down today. I get it, B lady. I know. And I said, it's not the same thing. This was a very close friend of mine. And I said, it's not the same thing. And she said, it's very similar. It's very similar. And it shows your compassion and your love for him, but not your son. And I said, well, when I think of what you just said, I said, that feels very sexual and inappropriate. Like, what if Tommy was Huxley's dad? And what if Tommy and I have just been married this whole time and we had Huxley and we've just been together like his parents? So you're telling me, hey, Jessamine, you're telling me like, you're going to say like, you don't hug your son, but you sleep with his father? Like, what are you getting at? So she says, don't ever share this with the world. People will eat you alive for this. And I said, why? And she was like, because it shows that you are more than willing to dive into the arms of a man, but you won't hug your own son. And I said, I don't see that. And if you know me at all, my father was horrible to me as a child. And I have some serious issues from that like I'm unpacking, I'm working with in therapy, and I'm aware of, I notice, I see that I run toward masculine energy, masculine approval. I used sex for a long time to get validation and to cope. Like I slept with a lot of men in my 20s to try to get that, like, love me, please, somebody validate me. I was an addict and I was unaware, right? So I've worked on myself a lot. And I thought that was such a bizarre thing to say. And so I know that's not really what we were talking about, but I had to talk through that again because I don't like having secrets from you guys. And it's not like that was a secret from you guys, but it made me silence myself enough. When she said it to me twice, she said, don't ever. She was like, do me a favor. Promise me. She was like, don't ever share this with your channel. And I was like, but I share everything with my channel. I literally share everything with my channel. The only thing I'm not sharing is their names and all of that because I want to keep people's private life private. I'm never going to out somebody or throw them under the bus or I'm not a drama channel. I don't want to kick dirt into somebody's face. Like I'm not friends with them anymore and enough said, right? Like I don't believe in anymore. I've done that. Don't get me wrong. I've done it. I've made people look like assholes. That's not my job. You know, that's God's job and they'll deal with it in their own time and their own way. Hey, Blue Girl, thank you. Hey, Dawn. But I really have struggled with that. And you guys didn't know it because I didn't share it. And I've been struggling with that for a while now when she said that to me. Like, you'll not do this with your son, but you'll make out and kiss and have sex with Tommy. And she was like, that's a problem. Do you see how that's a problem? And I was like, I was trying, I'm saying it to you guys because it helps me to understand a lot of your comments. I'm seeing the chat was moving fast. But I see most of you agreeing with me that it's not the same thing and it's bizarre. It's a kind of a strange, it's not the same thing. And I'm glad that, thank you, Shelly says that's not a fair judgment. It's not, it's a whole different kind of relationship always like, yeah. Yeah. So I'm friendless again, which is okay because again, I had been friends with some of these people, since I got out of Scientology, and I'm a very different person. Hey, Lady O, I'm a very different person now than I was when I got out of Scientology. I have worked on myself. Does this person have children? No. I have worked on myself so much. So I know Shelly, but I am not the same person that I was then. And holding, I think it's best to cut those people loose too, just because I feel like those people held me a little bit to that version of me, and I am not that version of me anymore. Right? Justin, why don't you ask Cox what he thinks about how you handle hugs and emotion? He's old enough. I have. Hey, Lisane, I've absolutely. So I'm the same way with you guys I am in real life, just so you know. I have had that. Hey, Shannon's journey. I have had that conversation with my son. I've had that conversation with my son. I've had sex conversation appropriate, right? Age appropriate since he was 12, sex conversations with my son, probably more like 10. So we really cover everything. As a matter of fact, when I drove him home from the gym yesterday, we started talking about Doug and I was kind of feeling it out. I don't like to push anything on him. Like, I don't want to make him uncomfortable in any kind of a conversation. So it goes where it goes. But we were talking about Doug and he said, he goes, I think he's absolutely a predator. And I said, wow, those are some words. And he's a smart kid, right? Yeah, Lumen, I know. Oh, Sheila. She was not being a friend. No friend should shame, hurt, or humiliate you. She was being hateful and she wasn't a friend. She was purposely shitting on you. She's weird for using that analogy. See, that makes me sad. I'm glad I'm not friends with this person anymore, but it's like, it makes me not want to open up to anybody. Because I also believe, oh, Sheila, and thank you for your super chat. I also believe that Kim is blue. I also believe that I'm trying. I was going to say predatorial people like her. She reminds me of my ex-husband, Jeff. I think people spot people like me. Oh no, Muffet Lou, they're not. People like me, I think are, we attract people like me. And when I say people like me, I mean people who have done thousands of hours of bull baits, who are trained to never react or respond to anything. So I think people like my ex-husband, I think people like this friend, I can name off a lot of people that I can go back and spot the same behavioral pattern. I'm easy to control. I guess is what I'm saying. It's easy to control me. You know, for a fact, I'm not going to react or respond. When she said those things to me, I was like, okay. And I hung up the phone and cried. I did not speak my voice back to her and say, I'm really uncomfortable with this conversation. You just hurt my feelings, like a normal person would say. I was trained not to do that at all costs. I was 7 years old with a 50-year-old man on the floor between my legs, pretending to perform oral sex on me. And I was crying and squirming in my chair, and they were like, flunk, knock it off, start. And we would do it over and over and over until I would be a robot. So he's performing oral sex, and I finally was able to do this. And you have to do that until you pass the drill. So, of course, people are going to come along throughout my life, and I can just rattle it off. People who've called me fat, ugly, stupid, bad mother, all those things. And I'm like this. My ex-husband was not a Scientologist, and he would fight with me, and he would scream at me, and he would spit on my glasses. He'd get so angry, he would get in my face, and he would spit. And he would go, stop bull baiting me. Because he would scream and scream and scream and scream, and he'd get louder. And the louder he would get, the more I would do this. It turned on, he said, like a switch. He would say that to me when we were not fighting and in a normal husband-wife conversation. He'd go, I absolutely hate it when we fight and you bull bait me. And I would say, I'm not doing it intentionally. It's just, I don't scream. I don't react. And he would go, you flip like a switch and it drives me fucking crazy. And I would go, so what do you want me to do? You want me to scream back and spit in your face? And he would go, yeah, it would be great if you would fight me back. And I was like, I don't do that. I agree with that, Philip Wright. So we're trained. It's trained out of us, and it's a real thing. And so I think people like that people who want control over you and power over you are going to absolutely pick someone like me. Because they spot it and they see that I'm not going to react. You can perform the oral sex thing all you want. I'm not going to react. That's why I laugh at all the hater channels when they're like, Reese is fat, Reese is a bad mother. People I've never met making hate channels about me. I'm like, you're going to have to do better than that, my friend. You're going to have to do much better than that. I am not impressed, and I am not going to react to any of this bullshit because you're a total stranger, and I'm really not going to value anything you say or do because you're a total stranger, and I'm used to being bull baited, right? Abigail, let the wicked be disgraced. Let them lie silent in the grave. Silence their lying lips, those proud and arrogant lips that accuse the godly. That is good. Need a photo of that one. That's really good. Abigail, that's really, really good. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you for the super chat. Sometimes people just want to shame you to make them feel better. Why? I don't know. Is it evil? I think so. I absolutely think so. You'll be proud of me, Reese. I stood up for myself earlier today for my mental health to keep my peace in my house. It felt good. It may cause mine and my husband's roommate to move out. I set boundaries. Incredibly proud of you. Incredibly proud of you, Buffy. Good for you. I wouldn't call this a Christian channel. No. So Kilo, my journey out of Scientology, I have discovered God. I met God, and I've been really curious about God. As a Scientologist for 38 years, we're raised to never be allowed to question God or anything because we're told there is no God. It's all a lie. And so I'm just dipping my foot in. I haven't read the Bible, and I've gone to church a couple of times, but I haven't found one I liked. And so I talk about God sometimes here, and our good people and good friends here do too. And so we respect everybody's beliefs and religions. I'm definitely never going to push God on anyone. I just talk about my experiences and journey, and I stay in my own lane. So I'm never going to come on here and go, I believe in God, and if you don't, get out. I mean, it's completely up to you. But I won't allow anyone to shame someone for their beliefs or religion. That's for sure. That's a hateful thing to do, and I don't laugh at that anymore. And I won't allow that. Trixie, late but I'm here, kids. Love you. Hey Trixie, you have people you can trust. It's going to take time after your recent breakup. Anyone is lucky to have you as a friend. I love you, Trixie, and thank you, babe, for being a member. Hey, Tired Buffalo. Hey, welcome in. I've never seen you over here. When you said last night that you were watching, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've never seen that person over here. Oh, Sheila, I used to cling to friends because I never knew what one was before. It was very hard to see through the fluff and yeah. And so even now, Sheila, thank you for your super chat. When I make friends with someone, I'm like, yay, we're going to be best friends forever. Cause I'm not really sure like how friendship works. I'm just kind of navigating it. Hey, Beach Bum Beagle, I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you, Tired Buffalo. Honey Lou, thanks for becoming a member. But speaking of, I just want to, this is a side note, and I'm probably going to get myself into trouble for this conversation I'm about to say. It made me think of something just now. Speaking of not bad mouthing or making fun of other people's beliefs, I have done that in the past as a Scientologist. Hey, Tiffany. Yes, Tiffany, there were a lot of red flags with that friend. Yes. I've ignored red flags my whole life. I was rewarded for ignoring red flags. So yes. And that's on me. I'm learning. That's on me. I'm not even blaming the friend for it. I should have stood up to that person. You teach people how to treat you. If you're going to let people walk all over you, don't complain about it. That's how I look at it. It's my own damn fault. Like I don't even accuse, I'm not even mad at her, right? So I'm going to say this, and I okay, Rowdy, she's doing great. As I feel guilty about this. Scientologists really tear down other people's beliefs. I mean, like I said earlier, like they'll say, there is no Jesus. Are you serious? Like that's an implant. None of that ever happened. These dumb people out here, like that's just an implant. That is so nice. Thank you, Tired Buffalo. Thank you for becoming a member. That's really nice of you guys. I appreciate that so much. Memberships mean a lot to me and Hux. It's very, very helpful. Thank you. This isn't a religious channel and I'm not getting into this, but I do have to bring this up because it hurt my feelings. I feel so differently about God now that I believe in God. I'm sensitive about it. And I did a show the other day called Hypocrisy. Love you, Lisa. Tell Craig we love him. And I was telling a friend this morning, my close friend, Michelle. She goes, everybody's a hypocrite, Reese. And I said, of course, everybody's a hypocrite. That's nothing to even like, it's not even really a bad word. Everybody literally is a hypocrite. We've all been a hypocrite about something big or small. We've all been a hypocrite, right? I don't like hypocrisy though when you tango with God. Be a hypocrite all day long. I'm also a hypocrite. But one thing I don't like, do not come at me and go, I'm a Christian and God wants this and God says that. And if you do this, you're going to hell. And if you do this, you're going to get into heaven. And this person's in hell and that person's going to go to hell. And don't come at me with that shit. Don't come at me with that. Hey, Heather, I don't like that. Do not speak for God. You don't run around speaking for other people. If your husband's name is Ted, don't run around going, Ted wants this, Ted wants that. Ted doesn't like it when you do this. Ted doesn't appreciate it for that. Don't do that shit. You don't do it with him. Why are you speaking for God? I don't like it. Stay in your own lane. My relationship with God is mine. I'm going to take a drink. Thank you, Tampa. A friend forgives before the judgment even happens, or there's judgment. Yeah, Kilo, absolutely. And guys, I'm not ever going to push God on anybody. I absolutely Yeah, boundaries. Leave Ted out of this. I absolutely love my relationship with God, but I'm not going to do a stream about it every day. I'm going to respect other people's beliefs. And here's my thing. I actually haven't even gotten to it yet. Sophia, in a messed up way, Scientology taught you a great tool with bull baiting. You just got to work out how to bring your fierceness and analytical skills together with the ability to not be reactive. Oh, I'm very thankful for bull baiting. I am incredibly thankful for bull baiting. I don't even think it's a bad thing. I'm going to be honest. And thank you for being a member. I love you, Soph. When we used to respond every once in a while, remember, to the hater stuff, and we don't anymore, and I'm not going to. Remember when I would just like give it a little nudge and respond? Some of those people would come out swinging. And even in real life, let's take the YouTube people away. I am grateful for my bull baiting training. I don't get overly excited about anything, and I don't get overly upset about anything. It goes both ways. You're never going to see me be like, yay, oh my God, like I was on The Price is Right. You're never going to see that because I don't get like super high highs, and I'm not going to get super low lows and be upset about anything either. It goes both ways with bull baiting. You're trained, you're deadened behind the eyes in every way, shape, and form. You're desensitized to everything, good or bad. Right? Thank you, Tampa A. So I'm thankful for a lot of things that Scientology taught me. Bull baiters could probably play an excellent hand at poker. We can do a lot of things. I'm grateful for my bull bait. I'm not kidding. It has come in handy so many times in my life where somebody will do or say something like super passive aggressive or just aggressive, and I will have poker face. They're expecting me to react. I cannot tell you how many times in life people have been like, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, you're going to have to do better than that. And that's where the haters make me laugh. I am the perfect person to bully. Do it. Do it hard. Come at me. It's ridiculous. I've had thousands of hours of this stuff. At the age of 7, a man was pretending to perform oral sex on me. You think calling me fat is going to be anything other than the truth? I know I'm fat. I'm not pretending to not be fat. I'm well aware. Like I have a fupa and a chalupa. Like you're gonna have to kick it up a notch. This is not the extreme shit I would expect on the resume of a hater. Like you're gonna have to kick it up a notch. Come on. Nobody tears me down more than me. Abigail, if you claim to be religious but don't control your tongue, you are fooling yourself and your religion is worthless. Damn, girl, that's in the Bible? Holy moly, that's good. Abigail, that's New Testament, guys. That's crazy. Thank you for that. Yeah, being grateful is huge, Kilo. Bull baiting is very much a double-edged sword, but I'm grateful for it, and I choose to look at the silver lining. You did that during call-in shows with Tommy. That was fun. It's fun. It's okay to have feelings, Kilo, and that's the thing. I'm getting them back. But my feelings have been deadened for a very long time. On this channel, I cry now. Like I'm able to actually go through the motions of things without, in the past, be like, oh, yeah, she committed suicide. She's dead. Anyway, what time are we going to lunch? Like, that's how Scientologists are. Now I'm like, what? Who committed suicide? Like now I actually have emotions and I'm animated about stuff. In the past, literally, people would die. They'd drop dead and you'd be like, bummer. Where are we going? Like nobody cared. You're so desensitized. Yeah, music life, I could see that. I can understand that. So speaking of, I am not cool with tearing down other people's religions. And that probably comes with the fact that I don't know other religions. I don't really know what other people believe, worship, whatever it is. I'm not ever going to be comfortable, though, telling someone that's a cult, unless it's Scientology. I'm not cool with that. And I'm not cool like I used to be about making fun or laughing at. Like I used to laugh at a lot of like Jesus jokes. Like Scientologists would make a lot of Jesus jokes. And I'm trying to think, like one of them, his name was Michael. What was his last name? I guess I won't say it. It's a pretty specific last name. I just thought of it, but I'm not going to say it. Michael A was his last name, and not my ex-husband or just different A. Much older dude. He used to like make fun all the time of Jesus in Scientology. And he'd be like, where's the G's? I thought he was coming back. Where's JC? Right. Where is he? And like everybody would laugh. I would laugh. And I was like, God, it's so crazy. Like, so they believe he's coming back, and they'd be like, yeah, they think that dude's coming back. Old G's, old JC. And even that is not like the meanest joke, but it's not funny to me. And I take it much more, like I told you guys, I don't even say anymore. I don't do the Jesus Christ, like God. I don't do that anymore. I don't feel comfortable doing it. It's my own thing with my own heart, with my relationship with God. I'm not cool. As a matter of fact, the other day I did do it. Oh, Huxley and I went to lunch, and we were leaving this parking lot, and it was only a 1 lane to leave. Like 2 cars couldn't fit. And I go zooming around. I didn't know there was a car there. And this car comes flying out, and it almost hit my car. And I hit my brakes so hard, and I went, Jesus Christ. It just came out. And then I immediately went, actually, that applies. I was like, that wasn't mocking him. That wasn't anything. I felt like that was me calling him, like, Jesus, help us. Like, I was like, actually, that was okay. Like, I feel cool about that one, because I was like, Jesus Lord, please don't let it hit our car. Like, I got my kid in the car. So I felt like that was actually okay. I like drove away all smiley. I was like, that was a good one. I slipped up, but that was a good one. Like, no one's telling me to do that. It's just my own relationship with God. I just don't want to be disrespectful to God. And I don't want to step on God's toes. I don't want to do God's job. I don't want to say that guy's going to hell. I don't want to say any of that. That isn't up to me. My biggest hater, I hope makes it to heaven. I mean that. I'm choosing to look at the bright side of things. It's so easy to hate. It's so easy to destroy. It's easy to break shit. I'd rather not. I did that satanic shit in Scientology for 38 years. We were very hateful people. You have to work to be a good person coming out of Scientology. You come out of the gate swinging of Scientology, you're a bad person. We're trained to be. It's just who we are. Doesn't mean we're bad people in our hearts, but like, you got to unlearn some shit to be a human. So the reason I'm bringing this up is I don't get on social media much. The only social media I have, well, that's not true. I just started a TikTok, but I don't really know anything about it. I have a Facebook. I have Instagram, but I don't really get on there. I kind of forget about it. But sometimes I'll get on Facebook when I'm pooping or something, and like I have time to kill, but otherwise I don't even get on. But I got on Facebook today when I was trying to poop, actually, and I couldn't do it. I still haven't pooped, and it's like there, but it won't come out. In the Sea Org, they are waiting for LRH. Yes, they are, Iwa. Apparently, there's a thing going around on social media that today was supposed to be the rapture. And I just learned what the rapture was not that long ago. Tommy explained it to me. I had heard of the word, but I didn't entirely know what it meant. And I still don't fully know, but I have a good grasp on what it is. Hey, Ghostwriter, and some of you are going to disagree with me in here right now, and that's perfectly okay. And I'm maybe more weird about it. People were really making fun of it today, and I was surprised. I was scrolling through, and I was like, so many people were like, hey, what time's the rapture supposed to happen? I'm taking my lunch break. Hey, did anybody disappear today? Ha, 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 ha. And I was like, low rent, low blow, not funny. Now, I get it. I've been there. So don't get me wrong. I'm not, if you were one of them, like, don't worry. I'm not mad at you. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't like it. I don't like I wouldn't have liked it if it was a Mormon thing. I wouldn't have liked it if it was a Jewish thing today that people were making fun of. It's not necessarily the rapture part. It's just, why is it cool to make fun of that? And that's a dumb question, because we've got haters every which way we turn, right? But It just felt so cheap. I used to be one of those people. I would have laughed at that normally. I would have been like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious." I don't know. It feels different to me now. I'm like, "Why is that funny to make fun of somebody else's beliefs? What somebody else was raised on? Why are you mocking that? Why are you mocking God?" It just I don't know, and I'm not asking people to agree with me on this, by the way. Laugh at it all you want. I don't care. I'm in my own lane. I'm not asking you not to laugh at it, right? I'm not even saying like, "Shame on you if you laughed at it." Guys, I'm not here to shame anybody. I have done some horrible shit. So, I'm trying to fix myself, okay? I'm not trying to fix you. It just felt cheap. Felt cheap. Felt cheap like people making fun of jokes of a man who was killed last week. Like, you hate the dude all you want. I don't give a fuck who you hate, who you love. I don't care about any of that. Not here to get into that. Laughing or making fun of someone being shot, killed, school kids, adult woman, adult man, old person, laughing at that. I can't hang out with you. It's not, it's where I draw the line. That's weird. Mocking people who are dead is a totally different thing than saying, I hated that person who is dead. Okay. I mean, that's not where I don't even need to know your views on people who are dead. There's plenty of people who are dead who I am like, they didn't bring a lot to society. I don't want to hate anybody. So I'm not going to say, I'm glad they're dead. I hated them. But like, I can think of people I didn't Ewa. I can think of people who I go, yeah, I never liked him. He died? Oh, wow. That's too bad. I never liked that guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's the same thing. It's a low blow to make fun of other people's religions, beliefs, mocking God is not funny. And I can't believe I ever laughed at that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not shaming you. I'm shaming me. I laughed at that stuff in the past as a Scientologist. I would have absolutely laughed at that. I would have absolutely been like, ha ha, no rapture today, losers. That's how Scientologists talk. And it's trash. And it's low. It's low quality. That's a low quality human being. I don't think it's funny. And I don't care. I mean it, guys. Like, post all you want about shit on Facebook. You know, I will choose to either unfriend you or look the other way or whatever. My triggers are my responsibility. So, like, I don't give a shit if you're posting stuff, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, like live and let live kind of thing. I'm not sitting here at all pointing fingers, nothing like that. But it seems like a fucked up thing to make fun of. It just seems very bully like. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I would never mock God. I don't want to play God. This is why I feel guilty about the long con video. I don't need to put somebody up for judgment. That is not my job. If somebody needs to be shown a lesson, it ain't my job. If somebody you think is doing something bad, it's not my place to come on YouTube and name them and shame them. That's not my place. God will deal with that person. Live and let live. Not your job, not your pay grade. Stay out of it. I don't even do anymore. I don't do it. I used to say, like, I hope that dude goes to hell. I hope that dude goes straight to hell. I don't say that anymore. It's not up to me because I think he should go to hell because of something this person, like, do you see what I mean? It's a slippery ass slope. And I'm just kind of like, How about just don't mock people? Like, if you don't like somebody, just why can't you just fucking grow up? Why can't we just grow up about stuff? I don't get it. I'm on a rampage here and I'm going to stop. I don't get it though. I don't understand like making fun and laughing at people's downfalls, people getting killed. You can hate someone that got killed. If you say, I'm glad they're dead or thank God they got shot, you got hate in your heart. And that's not anything that I want to mess with. I want to hang out with people who are grown, working on themselves, continuing to grow, successful, not stewing in hate, and treat others the way you want to be treated. Absolutely, Kilo. And I'm not preaching, guys. Please understand that. I am the last person ever to tell you what to do, to try to make you feel bad. I'm very against that. That's what my friend did to me, shamed and blamed me. I'm not doing that right now. I'm speaking from my voice and how I feel in my head in my own lane about it. If you thought this rapture thing was hilarious, that's totally on you. I'm not here to control other people. Like Mel Robbins says, you can make someone a cup of coffee, you can make them breakfast, you can make them laugh. You cannot make a person change. And I am not here to try to change anybody except myself, right? Love can never live where hate dwells. Yes. Yes. That's right, Kestrel. Oh Lord, you are so good, so ready to forgive, so full of unfailing love for all who ask for your help. Old Testament. Abigail, that is really beautiful. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for inspiring me, Abigail, always. Love you, Jessica LaBarber. Anne says, Reese, it really helped me to learn that the shame of my dad sexually abusing me was not mine to carry. That helped me drop a lot of it. Also, I came to believe that he was sick, worthy of compassion. Wow. And I'm really sorry that happened to you, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we are dealt some really shitty hands, but we have to, hey, Denny Sue, we have to do what we do with it, right? Like, we have to grow from that. You cannot walk around bleeding all over people that didn't cut you. You have to deal with what happened to you. And we all have trauma. And it is nothing to compare to other people's trauma. That is horrible that happened to you. And I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, Verbo Boss. I don't understand it. And so also this is where I sound stupid when I talk. I'm not the best speaker anyway, and I'm not very educated. We know that. I feel as though I have some emotional intelligence, but I couldn't battle with any of you with real intelligence, educational intelligence, the world, geography, history, things like that. Thank you, Wendy Brewer. Oh, all right, Tired Buffalo. I'll see you tonight. Thank you for being here. But I think that like we can all agree that it's trashy and gross to wish death on someone, to be glad someone's dead. Like that's just, we're better than that. We're better than that. And it bums me out when I see hey, Kimberly in Japan, welcome in. Yeah, Sophia, Abigail, so you too must keep watch, for you don't know what day your Lord is coming. You must also be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected. New Testament. So I love this, and it's educational for me because I don't know much about, I haven't read the Bible. I'm not sitting here preaching. Abigail, thank you for this, and it pertains so much to what we're talking about. Thank you for your super chat. I am not going to, even if I knew the Bible, I'm not going to preach it to you. Hey, Dark Roast. Yes. And I have heard that like if the rapture were to happen, you'll never know. I guess I just I don't understand. Bo Beats. I'm happy to see you, girl. What's wrong with being just respectful? I'm got the darkest humor of all of us, guys. Trust me. I love dark humor. I love it. and I'll never change. Like that's I was raised literally by George Carlin. I'm all about comedy. I'm all about dark humor. I don't understand why though. Like why do we need dark humor is not laughing at the expense of someone's dying. Thank you, Denny Sue. If you think that's dark humor, you're fucking wrong. Love you, Linda. I know you do, Renee B. I love dark humor. My dark humor you'll never see as much on YouTube. That is one thing I hide from you guys. I have very dark humor behind the scenes. I send memes to friends that are pretty damn funny and dark, but you may not be appropriate here. If you've noticed, I don't talk about, oh my God, Lady O, I love Girls. That show is so good. I don't, Debbie Zito, I just have seen Facebook posts of it, like social media posts of it. Um, what was I just going to say? Oh, you've noticed I don't talk about sex as much. Also, because I'm not getting laid currently, but I don't talk about it as much. I love, hey, Lilac Lime. Thank you. You know, I never wear these. I should wear them more. They kind of brighten up my face. I love that lilac color underneath. I don't talk about it as much, but I love talking about sex. Yes, Peace Lady, I agree. George Carlin and I disagree in many, many ways. I'm not saying I support everything that came out of his mouth. I think there were some things that I don't agree with, but look at that. I don't hate him and I don't care that he said things that I disagree with. Wow. Um, Yeah, Verba Boss. I don't remember. I just don't want to, I'm not here to push people's boundaries. I want to normalize and talk about all kinds of things. And we do. We go into the weeds here all day long. We go from God to the taint to labia to pap smears to boobs, everything, relationships, parents, kids, life. Like we do everything here. And I love that about this channel, but know that we do it because I'm truly curious about a lot of these subjects, and it's fun to talk about that. But I'm not here to push people, make them uncomfortable. And I ask always that if you're triggered by something we're talking about, just step out. It'll be different tomorrow. Do like your mental health will always come first, right? Tired buffalo. Wait a minute. You want to talk about sex? I'm back. I love talking about sex. Not everybody here loves it though. And those people typically step out. I love talking about sex. Ewa, can you have my email? Of course. My mods can post it. Thank you, mods. I embarrassed myself asking for advice on sex. You shouldn't have felt embarrassed at all. The entire community rallied and gathered around you, Buffy, and gave you some great advice. And not one person shamed you or thought it was embarrassing. I love the sex talk. Yeah, I've been away because of the religious talk, and I'm glad that you have. If it's not for you, Dark Rose, definitely step away. I understand. I totally get it. And people are going to come and go. I love the sex talk. I absolutely love it. I should probably go have sex and then report back because I enjoy having sex. I enjoy exploring bodies and all that stuff. I mean, we're at 2 hours in. I'm not going to get into a sex conversation right now, but I'd be happy to do that. I pulled back on it a little bit, but here's why. It's like Dark Rose just said. I've been away because of the religious talk. Well, we have people who say to me all the time, I've been away because of the sex talk. I don't like it. So I've got too many people like Dark Rose that I have to please and tap dance around. And Dark Rose, I'm using you as an example. Like you didn't do anything wrong. But what I'm saying is hey, Kala, there's so many people that reach out to me behind the scenes or they leave a comment after a show and they go, I wish you wouldn't talk about this. I wish you would talk more about this. What do you think about bringing this person on? I think it's time for this. I get really sick of that shit. I love it and I appreciate everyone, but I get overwhelmed with it because I'm like, okay, I can't talk about religion anymore because of Dark Rose. But this person said they don't like me talking about sex. Okay, I should avoid that. My friend told me never to talk about this on YouTube. It floods into my head, and I'm like, no. Bo Beats, the bone phone, answering the bone phone, girl. Thank you, Liz. West Coast Fancy Nancy says, I'm here for all of it. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. But more importantly, just thank you for that validation. I want to cover all of it. I talked the other day about starting a damn OnlyFans. I would like to do an OnlyFans channel. Honestly, I would. I'm not going to do that. And that, by the way, Thank you, Kilo. The friend that shamed me, and said, don't ever tell your channel this, said the same thing about, she said that to me once. She goes, I heard you mention OnlyFans. And I said, yeah. And she goes, don't ever do that. She was like, that will ruin your reputation. I was like, what reputation? My reputation's already in the toilet. People fucking hate me. They think I'm a con artist, a liar, a grifter, a bad mother. What reputation? All you can do is live life as it happens. I'm sorry, I got news for you. I don't know. I get it, Abigail. Abigail's a strong one that says, depending on the topic, it dictates when I'm here. That's how everyone should be. Think for yourself. This isn't group think. Abigail steps out and comes back, right? Maybe your OnlyFans channel is where you talk about sex. Maybe. Thank you, Erica. I don't think I've ever stepped away from a single stream. I love everything we learn and talk about here. Connection, connection, connection. Yeah, get those Tootsies on the web and buy that dream house. There you go. I have excellent feet. Just because I've been told that. I don't know that that's true, but I've been told I have really good feet. That's the point though, guys. Like, thank you. Abigail says you'll never lose me completely. That friend needed to share her opinions a little less. Lady, oh yes, that friend said to me, don't ever, ever talk about that again. It'll destroy your reputation. Don't ever do that. It's trashy. She's probably not wrong. But unfortunately, I was raised in Scientology where sex was a huge topic of conversation. And sex doesn't bother me. I don't get squirmy. I don't get uncomfortable. And I'm not trying to make other people uncomfortable. But I love the topic of sex. I love the act of sex. I love the intimacy of sex. And it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. It doesn't make me squirm. Dark Rose, I didn't have the luxury choice of Christianity, but I love your perspective. It helps me forgive my mother. Wow. She will never know how the religious point of view of a child, nor of I, an adult, until you. Dark Rose, that's beautiful. Thank you for saying that. And guys, when I do talk about, thank you, Rowdy. When I do talk about God or religion, I'm not doing it to push it on you. And I hope you understand that. It's because I got inspired by something and it's new to me. It's brand new to me. I just got the guts to be able to talk about God, to ask about God. I got in trouble for asking about God. This is about my path and my lane there. This show isn't about that. We talk about everybody's stuff here, but that part, let me put it to you this way. I can't tell you how annoying I used to be, annoyed I would get when people would be like, do you know Jesus? Do you know about the Lord? I'd be like, get away from me. You're freaking me out. I didn't like it. It freaked me out. I know what it feels like. I'm never going to do that to you guys. I don't want to. I have no desire to. It's my heart. It's my relationship with God. But I talk about it here because it's a beautiful thing and I get inspired. But it's just from my mouth. I'm not saying, and you should do it too. It's like Tommy Scoville. Love the guy. One of my very best friend. I know how many of you don't like him. I'm not asking you to like him. I'm simply saying, like, if I say something about him, it's not for me to go vote for Tommy. Nope, you don't have to. Not group think here. Think for yourselves, right? Trixie, me too. Thank you, Wendy Brewer. Joanne, don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead. Walk beside me and be my friend. I love that. Don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead. Walk beside me and be my friend. That is incredible. And I love it. Oh my God. Has anybody else ever heard that? Joanne, that's beautiful. Thank you for the super chat. Women's Warrior, I love your channel because it just flows. It's always welcoming, accepting, fun, and current, supportive. No streams ever the same. Love it. Thank you, Women's Warrior. Thank you for your support. I'm generally here, says Rhonda, but it's because I'm always entertained. It's like stopping by to visit with my friend Reese. Topics vary because she's a whole person on her own journey. And it's real and it's raw. I love you, Rhonda McNeil. You've been with me forever. And I'm still going to come see you in Chicago. It doesn't bother me if you talk about your God. If I don't like it, I'll leave. Beautiful. Thank you. That's so refreshing and such an adult mature thing to say. Thank you. Rose Angela. I don't like anyone getting in my face, even if it's about the Lord. Step back. Yeah, totally. I agree with that. People don't have to like everything, guys. We don't have to agree. That's the beautiful thing here. It's a beautiful thing here, but I'm not pushing it on you. And I just want you to understand that. But we go all over the place and we always will. And I don't want any friends anymore going forward. That really effed up my head. It was hard for me sometimes to do content because that person would be like, don't ever do that. Don't talk about that. You didn't talk about that on your show, did you? Like I'd have a conversation with this person and they'd go, oh God, you didn't bring that up on your show, did you? And it would fuck with my head. I was like, I just want to, you know how I do a show? I hit go. I go fishing without a net. I don't prepare. I don't plan. Every once in a while, I'll come on and go, guys, there is something I actually want to talk about today. This is like Seinfeld. There's no point. We'll have a whole new subject and topic tomorrow. Some days we talk about a topic that was from the day before, like I did today. I never have any ideas of what I'm going to do. I have no script. It's totally raw and live. And I love that. If I had to go off of a script, I'd be nervous as hell. I'd be super nervous. I couldn't do it. And so when that friend would say to me, like, you didn't talk about that on your show, did you? Or that friend would say to me, God, don't bring that up on your channel. People will hate you for it. I was like, now I'm nervous to go live because I was going to bring it up. Now I'm scared. And I'm public speaking. I'm with 230 people right now. I don't have a fear. I'm not nervous, nothing. But like, if you tell me, okay, here's the lines you have to stay within, here's the script, I can't do it. There's no way I could do it. I can only do this off the cuff. Otherwise I couldn't do it. Yeah, it was just, she was trying to make you insecure because of jealousy. That's a good point, Tampa A, and that could be. I don't blame everything on jealousy, but that could be. That could be. Or she was just trying to be super controlling of me, sowing seeds of doubt, Verbal Boss. The other thing is, let me fuck up. I've said that to everybody. Let me fuck up. You know, so many people reach out to me and go, Reese, I'm warning you. I'm worried you're going to do this. I'm worried about this. You talked about this and I'm worried. Just let me. I haven't really been able to do that as a Scientologist. Let me fall on my face. Let me make a public ass of myself. Do you know how many times I've done that in the 2 years on this YouTube channel? Do you know how many people make videos about me around the clock about how stupid I am, how ugly I am, my Cindy Crawford mole, my big forehead, too much blush? Let me just go out there swinging. I don't care. How am I going to learn? And I don't mind effing up and I don't mind looking like a fool. And I don't mind coming out and saying that was stupid and I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry I said it. I wish I hadn't have done it. Yadira. It's not taking accountability is also a refreshing thing to do and it's not that hard. So worst case, I'm going to screw up and then I'm going to come out and go, I screwed up big time. I wish I hadn't have done that. I've already done that. Just let me do it. Maybe she was putting her demons onto you, scared of embarrassing herself. So her colors, her opinions. Yeah, colors her opinions. That could be. Thank you, Lisane. Reese, maybe just picking the wrong kind of friends. Real friends just accept you and don't have an opinion. They just listen and support your individuality. That's a beautiful definition of a friend, women's warrior. And I'm looking for some. And my closest ones are my mods. And the other ones are the people that are coming to the Zoom call on Sunday. I really lean into that Zoom call. How long after she said that did you end the friendship? 3 or 4 months, I think, Nancy. Yeah, Buffy, before we end, hit subscribe. I say this, it never used to matter to me. It's important to me with all the things we're talking about and topics we're going into and the inspirations I'm getting. Please hit subscribe. It's really important to me. I never gain a subscriber ever anymore, ever. I only lose. So every day I lose, sorry, every day I lose subs, and it's fine. I'm not upset about it. I still consider myself successful. I know who's here, and I love my people. But it's important to me with the topics we're covering that you please hit subscribe. And sometimes, me too, Lumen, YouTube will unsubscribe you. You are not a nobody. You're a child of God. That alone makes us somebody. Be proud of yourself. Thank you. And how you have grown. BLT, that is very kind. Thank you. Hey, Gidget. Hey, Punky. Oh, excuse me for waking you up, but it's Buffy's fault. Oh, wow. We were in a dead sleep. And Buffy made me do it. Did you know that you were gorgeous, though? Did you know that you were beautiful and tiny? Did you know that you were born right next to Christ in a manger? Really little, really dainty. We're going to go eat your dins. There you go, Buffy. I love you, Alana. Thank you so much. Alana, that's very validating, and thank you for saying it. She's a frosted mini wheat with eyeballs. Reese, fly to Tampa for the protest on Friday. Someone mentioned this yesterday. I think it was Rachel. I didn't even know there was a protest. Hey, Elizabeth. I'm not a member of the Cool Kids Club, and I beat to my own drum. So I wasn't invited. If it was an invite thing, I don't know anything about it. But I appreciate you saying that. I didn't even know there was a protest. So clearly nobody told me, and I'm not a member of that club, but I love the club I am a member of. So don't I won't notice. I promise. Well, good for her. She's going to be there. I think that's great. I don't mind. I think that's great. I wasn't invited, but I'm not in that group. So don't worry about it. I still support them. I still give them grace. I really do. Stacy, Tom, same girl. It's not an invite thing. I'm inviting you because it's every Friday. Anyone? I don't know about that. And I don't really want to know. It's perfectly okay. I would rather make a difference in different ways. I do not want to attack people or make anybody feel minimal or less than. And I'm not saying they do that. That's just not my style. So let me put it this way. I'm working on some things behind the scenes, and I really want to help Scientologists and ex-Scientologists in any way I can, but I don't necessarily want to do it in the ways other people do it. I'm very inspired to help people through charities and things like that. I want to do real work, get my hands dirty and do real work to help people. I'm inspired to help people and make a difference. It's just not going to be probably in that way. And good for them on what they do. It's just not the way I'm planning behind the scenes. Abigail, closing, I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. I love that. May God, who gives us his peace, be with you all. Amen. I love that. New Testament. Thank you, Abigail. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, guys, kind of coincides with what I just said about people making fun of the rapture. It's not my digs. It's not my get down. I don't want to make fun of people for being in Scientology. I was one of them, and I don't think it's funny. And I don't want to attack people for being in Scientology. I don't want to laugh at them. It's a real thing, and I'm not interested in making people feel less. Yeah, connecting with others, that's where you want to be. Super proud of you. Thank you. Yeah, I am working on some stuff behind the scenes that I think all of us ex-Scientologists want to help and make a difference. I really believe that. But I think we're going to do it in our own different ways. And my way is going to be a different way. And I don't want to mock anybody or make fun of them. And so that's how I feel about it. Look in your windshield of life, never in the rearview mirror. I love that. That's beautiful. But I think protesting is important if it's done correctly. won't be there and I wasn't invited. So thank you for asking. I love you guys. I will see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to take my mom to the doctor. I told you guys that. So it might be a little bit later in the afternoon, but I think it might be like today. Could be around 5:30. It could be 6. I don't know yet. And I don't know how long her appointment will be, but I have to take her. I love you guys. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the super chats. Please hit subscribe. And mods, thank you for being here. Thank you for the memberships. I really appreciate that. And to the new people, welcome. I hope that you come back. I hope this was for you. Haggis, you are a breath of fresh air. I appreciate that so much. And I love you too, Abigail. Thank you for the inspirations tonight, Abigail. That was beautiful. I love your scriptures. They're always right on. Marie Marion, I love you. Stacy Toms, Jessamine, love you. Honey Lou, I love you too. And Joanne Holly, I love you, babe. That was a beautiful quote that you put out there. Hey, Elizabeth, and Abigail just gifted memberships too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abigail. That means a lot. And the crowd loves it when they get a membership. Thank you. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. I love you, Erica. Jojo, I can't believe you're still here. It's late. Go to bed. All right, everybody. Bye, Kestrel. Love you too. I will see you tomorrow. And here comes Fred, guys.